You know.
I do know. Oh, I don't know. Well, but let the other people know.
Well, this Kit Kat, I shouldn't have said the name, but yo, it's perfect right now. It's smooth.
Mm.
It's a little rigid. Very tasty. And because of the outside environment, it's moist.
Moist.
Moist. Good afternoon. Good morning. Whatever it's going to be when this drops. I just want to say it's been a rough 2 weeks. A lot of things been going on. So, like, at the Real Talk Eastern Shore here, gotta admit, we missed you guys. But at the same time, we found out we were missed too.
Mm-hmm.
And our legion of fans are like, whatever you want to.
Tens of people.
Oh, tens of, or ones of people. Or whatever you want to say. Yeah, whatever way you want to put this. Good afternoon. We're back.
Back again.
And, John is back. I'm not going to go any further with that. So that could go bad, like, for real quick. Like, I can really go with it. But it's okay.
But anyway, welcome back
to
Real Talk Eastern Shore.
Yes, and I'm going to tell you right now, man, this Kit Kat is wonderful. I love it. It's almost as good as sex. It's almost good as booty. Like, for real. Like, it's great. Like, kind of like, what's my man's name? Frosted Flakes. What's the guy? Tony the Tiger.
Tony the Tiger.
Yeah, I want to say that. It's great. But, no, I might get trademark infringement.
No, you won't.
You sure not?
Not for that.
You sure?
Yeah.
No one eats that stuff. That's just garbage.
I don't.
It's like taking a bunch of flakes, like corn flakes, and just take a whole bag of sugar and just put it on top of it. That's all that is.
It's the only thing that makes it good, though. Otherwise, it's bland. I don't eat it, though. So.
Well, I don't know, man. I'm getting into bland stuff, so I realize I'm getting old.
That's because it's harder for you to chew with your age.
Well, yeah. You know what I mean? Missing several things up top. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. I mean, at least my mind's still working. I can still, decipher, life. I can still decipher math, and I can still count all 10 of my toes. So that's a plus in life. Little wins is all it's about.
Mm-hmm.
If you get a little win, that's great. But going back to where we were. Thank you, everyone that reached out to us, saying, where you've been. We've been in our skin, just like, walking around aimlessly a little bit here and there. It's been an interesting two months.
2 months,
yeah. It's everything that, life catches up sometimes, and it gets faster than what you are. And when it does, you got to try to catch up with it. Just a lot of, I mean, I don't even know where to start with. I mean, work's been rough. I mean, it's been where we've had a lot more stuff than what they predicted. So now we have to deal with that without, per se, the resources. So instead of having, say, 2 more people, we're down 2 people. So then we have to figure out how we can do it without them 2 people. But the worst part is them 2 people were never hired. So the problem is, like, they didn't, I guess, catch the memo that people are going to be buying stuff, which I think a lot of that stuff has to do with, tax money. Summertime's coming. Matter of fact, it's, 70 degrees outside. It's raining right now.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, there's a lot of, like, bathing suits people, ordering, and, this, just so much coming up, that's coming through our, tunnel pretty much. And it's making it very difficult for us. How's your work on your end?
Well, I think the last time we spoke about work, we were missing a guy. We were down 1 person. Technically, we're down 2 people because they never hired a 5th person. since then, our manager got hired as a director. So now he's overseeing 6 hospitals for the system. So we're down a manager and 2 other people. So our workload has at least doubled.
So that's what is 2 people?
Well, there's 3 of us now total. And yeah, it's been a lot of work hours.
So do you need a college degree for that?
They prefer.
There's been people come through and they got like 20 years experience, and I'm like, yeah, this could be rough because they have a certain way they do things.
Mm-hmm.
If you got someone that's fresh and they just want to, they want to grind and make money and they're going to work out. I feel they're better employees sometimes at the end of the day, which is kind of like a shot to somebody that's got maybe a work ethic. But at the same time, like a lot, I've noticed like throughout time, people that come to a different job usually don't have good work ethics because they'll have like, I've seen, per se applications where they'll have like 6 jobs in like 2 years and you're like, what the hell?
Mm-hmm.
Like that's not good work ethic to me. Some people think it is, but I don't see it. I mean, what good? I mean, granted, in life you try to search for what you want and what's best for you. But you can't tell me you went through 6 jobs to find that. You know what I mean? I mean, how many jobs have you had since you were 18?
Marines, security, biomed.
Okay, so 3.
Mm-hmm.
And you enjoyed what you did, correct?
Mm-hmm.
I was a manager, did linens, and I was a driver for delivery companies.
Mm-hmm.
And that's since I was 18. You know what I mean? So I know what I want, It's a different story if, like, somebody's got 6 jobs and they come up to you, well, I had 6 jobs in the last 2 years. Like,
Yeah.
how do you constitute hiring them? Like, but the thing is, like, if you don't hire them and and no one else does, then it becomes an issue because then they go on, state, stuff like, Section 8, stuff like that. And you don't want to pay for everyone in life. I'm sorry. That's how I feel. I'm an asshole about that. Like, listen, people need help. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. But some people want to help and continuously want to help even when they can help themselves.
Mm-hmm.
If you can help yourself and you choose not to, I feel that's an issue. Now, granted, per se, there is mental health issues out there. There's, regular health issues,
Mm-hmm.
period. I totally get that. But if you're able to walk, breathe, no complications, what's the problem?
Mm-hmm. And if you can get in a big truck, you don't need a handicap.
Hell, well, what are you
Sticker.
talking? What are you talking about? There is places all around here right now that are hiring. Now, granted, they're probably not the best jobs in the world. They're probably not making $65 an hour, which sign me up if that happens.
Yeah.
But still, like, you're having that much trouble hiring, and then like I've seen like where people will be like, "Well, this place is hiring." No, they're not. All they want is applications. Well, sooner or later they gotta hire somebody
Mm-hmm.
because for every person that goes out that door, really they're not replacing them because they don't get no applications. And now there's so many job places like Indeed and all that stuff. How do you decipher like where to go as an employer to find the people you want? Because it seems like because I realize Indeed's expensive. Like to post like a ad on Indeed, it's like $15-20 a day.
Mm.
Yo, you times that by like 20, that's some money. It's not like a lot, but it's enough to be like, damn, I'm spending like $400-500 on what? I'm just sitting here just running this ad and no one's applying, or if they're applying, like I'm getting like a person that did dishwashing for like a half a month, farming for a month and a half, and I pet sit for 2 months. Like, whoa, like really, is this your job? Like history, like and that's another thing. Like I do interviews, which is kind of funny because sometimes I would think when I'm on the podcast. They'd be like, that guy really interviews people? Like, but
That's what I think.
Yeah, I don't blame you. So, like, it's kind of funny because, like, my interviews, I would say, is not to the norm. Like, we're going to sit there and talk about what we do at this job.
Right.
But I'm also going to talk about you because I want to know about you. I want to know if what kind of person you are because I don't want to hire someone that's not going to fit in the mold that we need. Because I feel sometimes employers hire at whim. They'll be like, "Oh, I want this guy. He's completely qualified." But if he's got 10 people around him that he has to work with, and he just don't fit in, it makes it an awkward,
Yeah, he'll have to
situation.
have the chemistry with the other staff, or
Yeah, so like you try to, when I'm like, so
or
how
she.
was your day? Yeah, he or she. Apologize, pronouns, my bad. They, whatever. Um, well, that's a
Yeah,
pronoun, right? So I did look a little bit in English. I learned a little bit, not much, but a little bit.
I'm
So
glad. I'm glad.
thank God, them adjectives and verbs. But that just keeps running through my mind. So, but it just when I interview somebody, I kind of like sit there and I try to draw their vibe. I want to know how are they? Are they like that, shy person? Do they go out? Do they, mess up and like what is your vibe? How do you vibe? Like, John, you're just standoffish. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? You really like don't talk, which you've done more. Like, I mean, there's no lie. Like, you've done a lot more in this than you ever thought you did, and I don't think you thought you would talk this much. You know what I mean? Would you agree?
Yes.
See,
See, I had to do that on purpose.
see,
See, see,
see. Your
Damn, I
your
forgot that.
your first language, right?
See.
See. There you go. So, but it's when you have someone that's shy or like they don't really go out on a limb and stuff. It's kind of hard to get their vibe. So you kind of okay, well maybe this guy's could be cool or woman. So like it's kind of difficult. But like there's some people that you can just tell like their vibe's just way off. You can't get with it. Like and I've met people like that. Now, granted, my other guy above me, that is going to interview with me,
Hmm.
is going to be like, kind of like that guy. He's kind of, outgoing. I don't think he wants someone bragging about himself because that's one thing I don't like. Like when you're in an interview, be like, yeah, I did this, I did it. Well, congratulations, you did it. You're not doing it no more. So this is what you're doing, okay? So I don't care. You got silver medal in this ping pong tournament
Oh,
in Modern
shit.
Mature Center in Wyoming, Delaware. That doesn't matter to me. Like, I want to know who you are because guess what? I'm going to have to work with you. And when I work with you, because I'm going to have to say stuff to you that is going to either you can't take constructive criticism or, stuff like that. So, yeah, but yeah, it's all about vibes. To me, it's all about vibes when I hire somebody. I want someone that I can vibe with. I can, if I give them constructive criticism,
Mm,
I don't mind feedback. But if you want to fight, now we got a bigger problem. And some people just can't take constructive criticism.
true. Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's like I said, 2 weeks, no, 2 weeks, 2 months since we dropped anything. As far as the we talked about the a business aspect that we were talking about. We're not completely 100% where we want to be.
Hmm.
We're about to venture more into that because a lot of things been going on. Trying to make sure everything that is going right, and we gotta make sure that we cross the I's and dot the T's and something like that. Or no,
You need to
it's,
go
it's
back to
dot the
school.
I's and cross the T's. I'm somewhere else, man. My mind's slipping. My mind is slipping. I guess this is the old age we were talking about. The good thing is I don't have to worry about um what is it called? What is it? Depends yet.
Oh
So we're
yeah,
good.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I'm still good. So
No, no
that's all.
diapers for you yet.
No, and it better never be because if so, we're in trouble. We're in complete and utter trouble. Because trust me, whoever changes my diaper is going to have a mess on their hands. I'm telling you. So, what what was I going to say? So, the big uproar that I saw recently was in Denton about the Dairy Queen. Like everyone was going to Dairy Queen. Have you been to Dairy Queen
I
over
have
there?
not been to Dairy Queen, and it's right there too. I just
Why not? You got kids.
yeah, and so far they don't know that it's there.
I'm dropping a bomb on Ashley tomorrow. I'm sending her
She
a
knows
message.
it's there.
Oh, I'm going to tell her. I'm like, yo, you better take those kids. Yo, them kids deserve it. So, I mean, but I've seen so many. I guess it was Monday or Tuesday. They had closed or something. There was an uproar about it. Like, why are they closing? Like, because they can. You know what I mean? Like, and what other reason? Like, I mean, maybe they're short on employees. Maybe, the manager didn't come in right away. Stuff like that. But it was like people were like losing their minds a little bit, and I'm like,
Because of Dairy Queen?
because of Dairy Queen. I was like, man, this is where I say social media is so bad because everyone wants to be a reporter,
Mm-hmm.
and we want to be podcasters.
I was going to say in podcasts.
Yeah, we want to be podcasters, and we think we know what we're doing. You know what I mean, per se. And some people do, some people don't. We're still trying to catch on completely. It's all timing, But it's just it's crazy, like 100%. I just oh man, that's another thing I was going to say. This week here in Dover, man, it's they've been having some crazy stuff going on. They had one woman. Let me rephrase that woman. A standoff in front of on the highway by the mall, right in front of the college. Yeah, like she was trying. What was it? Supposedly I don't want to quote it wrong, but she had a knife. She went. I think I read where she went up the highway, come back down the highway, and she either came back up or she was coming back down the highway right by the mall, and they had SWAT out there, literally. Like, it was like they blocked the whole highway completely, and stuff like that. It was crazy.
Yeah, she was accused of attacking a man with a knife.
Yeah.
During an argument.
Crazy.
I saw that.
Crazy. And then what was there was something else. I mean, people were wilding. Like, I don't understand it. Like, I don't understand in someone's mind how they could kill somebody. I really don't understand. I know there's backstories and stuff of their childhood, but what would make someone kill somebody? Like, really, I can't grasp it. I really can't.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, there's a lot of people piss me off. There's one right now, like, trust me, oh my God, like, I'm just like, F that person. But I wouldn't want to see harm done to another person.
Right.
Because when you do that, like, you don't wish bad things on people, because at the same time, when you wish things on people, bad things happen to you. That's my theory.
Mm-hmm.
I just think it's karma. It's bad, and I just don't get it. I mean, do you have you ever thought about that?
Mm-hmm. No.
Oh well, I guess I'm morbid.
No, I mean, I never thought about killing someone.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I hope not. Yeah. Well, you're in the Marines. It's kind of like it's crazy. Like, I mean, it's just the whole nine. And the funny part, like, what was that? And now the dog comes out and he wants to say hello. Did you hear him?
Yep, I heard him.
The birds are really chirping today. I guess the rain just stopped, didn't it?
A little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, I think it did. Which is thank God. But so I'm thinking. I know we said we are going to retool this a little bit, and we are. I think we're going to do some retooling with it. I think we're going to go back and forth, forward as in start doing it every weekend again. Like, that'll be the first thing, because I think when you miss a couple weeks, it hurts you. As in, you want to be live, you want to be talkative. And you can have set in stone what you want to say and everything. But when you miss for like 2 months, I'm realizing right now, I'm like, man, like, it's been me and this bird's about to fight is what's about to happen. Okay.
Yeah, we're back at step one practically.
Yeah, like, it's like, holy crap,
Even the birds know.
Yes. Like, so I finally got to see the woodpecker.
Oh, did you?
I've never seen a woodpecker ever. So I was down at the corner. It's not my hoe corner, but you know what I mean.
Oh, okay, well, not that one.
Listen, I don't sell ass, okay? Plain and simple. I just don't sell it, okay? But I was down there, and I happened to be at stop sign, and I seen it, and I was like, oh, finally, I see this damn thing that I keep on hearing all the time. So chalk one up for me on that one. So,
Nice.
and rest, that's another thing I want to talk about. Hoes. What makes a person become a hoe? Why does a person want to be a hoe? And what is the advantages and disadvantages of being a hoe?
I'm gonna have to edit this thing, aren't I?
No, no, not at all. But it's a good question. How many? Okay, let's be honest with each other.
You'd have to ask one,
Well,
because I don't know.
I know one that retired recently. Well, probably about 7 years ago. So I'm asking that hoe, like, why did they want to be a hoe?
You waiting for an answer?
I'm waiting for an answer. I'm looking right at you, man.
Shit, I told you I don't know.
Well, okay. Like, I think we all have hoe tendencies, in my opinion, because being a hoe is a lot of attention driven. You want someone to pay attention to, someone to, stuff like that. Reason why I'm saying this is this. I have a friend, not disclosing the names, and she messaged me probably like two weeks ago. And she's talking and everything. She's like, well, I gotta go meet this guy. Whatever. We're just friends. I ain't worried about it. Like, why are you telling me? And then like the next day, she's like, yeah, I'm gonna meet this other guy. Okay. Next day, I meet this other guy. And I'm thinking to myself, is that the guy she met
The
the
first,
first time? Or is it the second guy? And then the fourth one, she dropped names. And she had like 7 guys. She does a rotation. And the rotation is pretty much whenever she wants for whoever.
Mm-hmm.
And I think to myself that, granted, when we're young, we don't give a shit. We just do whatever. But this woman's like 43? Like, I mean, I'm not criticizing her. And yes, am I judging her? Probably. But isn't that a definition of a hoe if she's giving it up?
I'm not answering that because did you do that when you were young? Did you hoe around?
Oh, it's a gigolo. There's a difference.
No.
No, there's a
Did you get paid?
It's just like marriage.
No. Did
Hold
you
on,
get paid?
just hear this. It's just like marriage. It's legalized prostitution.
But did you get paid?
Define paid.
Money.
So
don't say define
hold on.
money.
No, because see, there's a difference. So if say you're kind of like, messing around with somebody and they don't know, but you're just messing around with a few people, okay? If they pay some for you,
No,
that's not a hoe.
that's not getting paid.
But technically it is, because one, you didn't pay for something, they paid for it for you, correct?
Did you ever pay for dinner?
I have.
Oh, okay. So you're a John.
Well, I'm both. I'm cool with being both. But I mean, there was no like, hey, listen, I'm gonna take you out to dinner, and you know what we gotta do afterwards. It wasn't like that. It was just like, let's go out to dinner. Oh, we'll go to dinner. Oh, okay. Blah blah blah. Next day, the next morning, I'm like, oh, I'm still here. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it wasn't like our arrangement. It was just like, okay. So, does that, even though that makes you, well, it could make you a John, kind of. I mean, well, you're a John, too, because you're a John.
Because
So,
I'm John.
yeah, there you go. So, yeah, I'm interested in that aspect that, being 43, what makes somebody want to be that way? Because by then, you would think that you want something in life that's going to be fruitful.
Well, I think the best person to ask would be that person.
Well, they can't give me an answer, so there you go. It's an answer and question that is not answered by the person I'm questioning. Just like I just questioned you and you didn't give me an answer. So if anybody out there knows why being a hoe at 43 is not a good thing or a good thing, let me know, please, because I would love to know. So is that maybe immaturity? Maybe it's just they don't like life. Maybe they started too young and they were 18, got married until they're like 35. I don't know. Someone please help me, enlighten me. So back
Yes,
to that.
someone
Yeah,
please help him.
yes. So beach beach season's upon us,
Yeah.
and
Wait, that starts next weekend, though, right? I mean, technically it's already started, but
Memorial Day weekend is next weekend,
yeah.
and the traffic was dreadful yesterday. Like legit, like I got to go from Dover to Milford, and like usually, so when it's beach traffic when you literally take 5 minutes just to get out of like the gas station there in Milford to come out on the road because it was so packed. Um, Everyone, if you enjoy the beach, great. I used to love it when I was younger. Not so much now. Like, forget that beach. I don't want to go down there. I don't want to be down there. I don't want to see down there. I don't want to smell down there. I don't want to see no seagulls. I want to see none of that shit. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, it's it's so bad. If you see one beach, you've seen them all. Now, granted, the scenery around there, as in your stores and stuff, are different each
Hmm.
beach you go to. But at the same time, it's a money grab because everything's more expensive. Just like we were talking about the housing up
Hmm.
there,
Oh yeah.
and how much more there it costs down there and stuff. And it's just there's no. I sit back and think about it now, and I'm like, I used to hang out at the beach all the time. What was I thinking? Now I know where all my money went. It went right into the beach. Like I remember, staying at someone's house for like 3 days, and I'm thinking to myself, I had like $500. $500 back then. What was it? In 94, 95 is probably what 1,500 now.
Hmm.
Something like that. And I went through it all. So I'm like, God darn, man. Like, and shit was not expensive back then as it is now. Um, I just know what went up that I was freaked out about. I think it was milk. I think it was milk. I think it went up a couple, like maybe a 25 cents more. Just keeps on going up. Everything goes up.
Yep.
But that's the United States we live in. You know, the good thing is, you make what you have, and the good thing is I'm making as best as I have, and it's just too much because I need to make more money. So,
Shit. I mean, I noticed between yesterday morning and today,
hmm
my regular breakfast went up 10 cents.
what?
Yeah.
So let's put it in perspective. So was that 10 cents per or 10 cents
Total. Which is not much in the long. I mean now,
Yeah.
but in the long run, obviously that's.
Oh, well, it's going to go up another 10 cents here and there.
Oh yeah.
They'll call it hidden fees. You know nothing about until like the last second, and you're like, "What? I just paid $3.50 for a McMuffin."
No, bacon and egg bagel.
See, why didn't they have Wendy's? It could be the Baconator. Didn't they have a Baconator?
They do have a Baconator
Yes.
at Wendy's,
Where's the nearest Wendy's?
Dover.
Oh yeah, there's one right around the corner. Damn, I ain't been there in a hot minute. That just tells you. I think I went there last time probably like a year ago. It was terrible food. Though. I don't know why. It was just terrible. It's funny because like I can't eat at a fast food restaurant. I've been every place in Dover. That's what I want to talk to you about. That's
Mhm.
what I want to do.
Okay.
We need to sit and go eat someplace every week, and then the next day, and the next week, give it a rating, give it a review.
Okay.
We'll be. Listen, I'm fat, you're fat. I think
Mhm.
we'll be good experts at this. You know what I mean? I think we'll be really good at it.
Oh yeah.
And then we can do it and be a blogger. Well, maybe that'll work. I don't know. I mean, I've been almost every place in Dover. Some places that are franchised, some places are not. And I'll be dead honest with you, I'm just tired of Dover. Like, I love where I live, but I just don't like the restaurants here. Like, I mean, there's like a few that are my go-tos. Like, Barbecue Mission, I like going there.
Probably
Like,
a Chinese place you talk about that, or
let me tell you about that place.
okay.
So, Chinatown Buffet closed up. Now they got a new place there.
Hmm.
It's called Umi's.
What they serve.
You don't want to know. It's Chinese food.
Oh.
On a majority. We went there Saturday. If I known how much it was going to cost, I would have ate a lot more.
And this is your first review.
Yes, my first review. Um, to me, like it tasted more fresh than what the Chinatown buffet was. Everything, I mean, and granted, being new in your opening, everything's going to be that way because people are coming in on a drove to find out what this place is about. Um, if you're not like on a 1-2, I'm going to eat this whole place out. If you're not into like that 6th level, I would not recommend it unless you like certain things like crawfish and stuff like that. But I mean, it was $27, 26, I think $26
Per person?
per person on a Saturday,
Oh,
and I think it was like 17 on a weekday. But still, I mean, it's expensive.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you can almost go to Hibachi's get the same
I was
stuff.
gonna say, go to in Japan and Easton and get a good meal.
Yeah, well, so I've been in Japan one time there. One time, I went with the crew from Dave's.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we were gonna go bowling.
Oh, when you went with Lucy?
Yeah.
Okay.
When Lucy, I'll never forget that story. She was so happy because she thought she was only there because we wanted her to pay, and that was not the case.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember the night before, was it the night before, or it was something the week before, we had been talking, and she was like, well, everywhere other I go, all they want me to pay for stuff. And I said, Lucy, we don't want you to pay for nothing. She was like, well, it's just my habit. That's just how I feel, because I come to find out this is a true story that, like, people were using her, you know what I mean, for her money. And it really, that's why I have a little tough time saying certain names because it really aggravates the shit out of me. And the fact how they used her was wrong. And I remember we went down there and we're getting like the, what is it called? I'm trying to think what it's called. Oh, the pizza. The 12 p.m. The midnight pizza that you get at Dave's was at the bowling alley. Like it was rough, you know what I mean? But we paid for everything. I think it was me and Chris paid for it, which that don't bother me at all. You know what I mean? That didn't bother me. And she was surprised. And I remember she went in Japan. We got there. We started eating. She was like, "Yeah, I got to go." And we're like, "Okay, we'll see you, at the bar." And then I remember when we asked for the bill, she had paid it all.
Oh.
We did not know she was going to pay it at all. And I was kind of mad at her because I was like, we just want to spend time.
Yeah, I was originally supposed to go, but I remember we invited her to go, so she should not have paid.
Yeah, and that's what I was like.
She would, I guess.
It's a habit sometimes. Or maybe it was that thank you, the fact that you're not expecting me to do it. I'm just going to do it anyway. And I remember that. Like, I don't know if the other crew remembers, but yeah, it's thinking about it, more and more. That still aggravates me to death that people did that to her because she was a nice woman.
Mm-hmm.
But if she didn't like you, she'll let you know. She had no problem telling you that. So, yeah, I wonder how all that crew's doing.
Yeah, I haven't seen anyone.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah,
really,
well, you live here, so.
Yeah, I'm out of the loop completely. At least you're close to the loop. Have you been by Dave's?
I have, and it looks torn down. I mean, that thing got sold a year ago,
About a year or two ago.
and whoever bought it has not done anything to it. The house that is next to it looks like Jumanji. The grass, trees, weeds have taken over the house. It's like growing around the house.
Wow, that bad.
Mm-hmm.
I would have never guessed that.
And then one of the trees fell on the garage and broke the roof, tore through the roof into the garage area.
Didn't that garage have like a room in it?
I think so. I'm not sure. I think they did at some point.
So no one's living in it now.
No one's living in there.
So that whole corner is nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I guarantee Ridgely lost 2 cops. Probably got rid of 2 cops because Dave's place is not there no more.
Right.
I can honestly say that because there's nothing there in Ridgely now. Like, granted, there's businesses, so be it. But like, as part of this, like anything going on at night, that's where you went. You know what I mean? Which I'm surprised at. Like, that's another thing I'm surprised about. Like, there's hardly any bars in Carolina at all. and there's hardly any bars in Dover too. Like, is it the culture? Is it that people are going away from that and staying home? Which I knew they were doing that some, but I wonder if that's the culture now.
Or maybe we're just too old and don't go to bars. We don't. Obviously, Caroline County, there's hardly any bars.
Yeah.
But like Dover, I mean, we're old. We're not going to bars out anymore.
Yeah, but there's
So
only
we
like
don't know
two
what's
that
there.
are open that I know of. That I mean, yeah, Dover Down's gone, but I don't even think they have. They might have something like the Fire and Ice Lounge, but like there's Irish Mike's in town? Is it Irish Mike's?
I think
Irish
so.
Mike's?
Yeah.
And there's what's the other place called? Shit, it's right down the road. It's a block down. Fudge Packer. I don't even remember. Anyway, but yeah, I just noticed that. Like I was sitting there thinking to myself, I was like, there's not really a lot of bars around, and like when you go to a bar, it's not even really a bar anymore. It's more of a restaurant type feel, because like Whoopi's, I went there. I don't know, probably like not too long ago, and it just felt like a restaurant. It's a bar, but it just felt like a restaurant. And I always think when you go in a bar, it's kind of not lit it up. It's not light
Oh, I
all over
gotcha.
the place.
Yeah.
Every place that I go to, it seems like it's lit up. Like there's a spotlight on everyone.
Because they want everyone to see the ugly they might take home.
Man,
Might go home with.
I've taken some ugly things home, man. I really have, and I bet you they're saying the same thing about me. Man, I took that ugly dude home. I'm like, yeah, but was it worth it? Yes, it was. I bet you. Because you came back for some more. It's just like cashing a check. You're going to keep on putting it in the bank. So, but that's okay. Hey, listen, we've all done it. We've all done it. You know what I mean? We've had them 30-night stands or whatever you want to call them. You know what I mean? So, but it makes you, and see, that's where that question of being a hoe comes in sometimes too. So, thank God, So, have you done any, like, any things on the weekends? Like,
I've just been picking up time, but when I do have time outside of work, I keep working on the third floor, the attic. I got it pretty much all set up now. It's looking good,
good.
and I started writing
Writing.
a book.
You're writing a book.
I'm only a chapter in, but I'm trying to. It's
It's harder than what you thought.
it's harder. It's definitely hard, and because I'll write something, I'll continue. I'm like, well, how do I explain that? Let me go back up here, write a little side note of why this happened over here, and blah blah blah. So yeah, that's why I keep getting stuck on this chapter. But yeah, I'm trying to write something.
So you're trying to be a novelist,
At least one.
an author.
An author. Yeah.
So does that fall under the umbrella of the Ron and John podcast?
It can.
So what? Maybe the best question is what type of book?
Oh,
are
you
trying
won't
to-
like it, so it'll be under mine. Never mind.
Okay.
It'll be like a fantasy epic. Not your kind of fantasy. But
what's my fantasy?
oh, we know about you and your hoes.
Hey, listen. I don't have fantasies no more. I've already lived them. You know what I mean? That's what I tell people. You know what I mean? Maybe a dream here and there, but that's it. But no, it's fantasy. I mean, like some people like fantasy.
Oh yeah.
You know, now you're gonna inspire me to write a book, which is like 7 words, and that's it.
There once was a man from Nantucket. No, I'm just kidding.
This guy is a hoe bag son of a bitch. There you
So-
go.
Book done.
Book done. Here you go. Publish. You know what I mean? So, but no, actually that's interesting. That's really interesting. Been taking the oldest girl to, her wrestling tournaments, and, she's doing well. You can only expect so much when, one, she's only got like 6 months in,
Mm-hmm.
and almost everyone else has 3 to 7 years. So I mean,
Yeah, she just started.
yeah, she just started. Two, like she wrestles boys sometimes. That makes it difficult because the boys manhandle her pretty hard. She's learning as she goes, but she likes the wrestling aspect. She likes the family aspect.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that being her age, you come to realize as a parent that it's not all roses. Kids get bullied. go through some things, and this has helped her through this.
Mm-hmm.
And I I came and explain like how grateful I am for what her love is right now, because her love, they take care of her like they treat her as family. Granted, she gets razzed pretty bad sometimes. Like they call her Queen of the Q's. Why they say
White cues.
barbecues? So like the phrase is like when you're in a bracket, you have two losses.
Okay.
So if you get two losses, if you don't win none, that's what they call a barbecue. So it's called Queen of the Q's, but they call Lex Money. So that's her. What? That's her street name. No, that's that's what they call her, because I mean she's a good kid. You know what I mean, 100%. The youngest one, she's getting into it now. We'll see what happens. You know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
Oldest boys are. Man, I was lazy when I was younger, but I wasn't that damn lazy, man. You ask them to do the grass, they'd be like, "Okay, I'll do it."
3 months later.
Here we go. This is a good story. So I come home 7:15, 7:25 on a last Thursday. I told him to get the grass done on a Monday. Wasn't done. It rained, I think, one day, and I was like, "All right, whatever." I told him that day, get the grass done before I get home. Pull in, grass ain't done. Where's the oldest boy? Come to the neighbor's grass across the street. I'm thinking to myself, this guy. And I'm kind of just like, okay. Went in the house. He got done. Brought the lawnmower back. I didn't hear him. Put the lawnmower back here. Went back over there. I look up. He's about to get in the car. What the fuck? So I'm like, this motherfucker, I'll cut this damn grass myself. So I start, cutting the grass. He wouldn't come over there and try to talk to me. Like, all I heard was blah, 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 blah. I didn't say one word, just kept doing my thing. It's sad that you literally have to sit there and pay someone that is your own to do something for you when you live rent-free in your damn house.
Now, quick question. I agree. But did he get paid for cutting the grass across?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So, I mean, he still should cut the grass here, but he's old enough to do it.
True. But his grades are telling me differently.
Oh.
If your grades are not up to par, why am I going to let you go make money?
Yeah.
I'm not doing that stuff. Like, that's the biggest problem. Like, granted, I'm not saying that he's smart enough, but he chooses not to put any effort. He want everyone else to do it for him.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not doing it. I told him that. I said, I'll help you, whatever. Listen, how bad does it have to be to have a 4 as a grade in one of your classes? How bad does that have to be?
4 out of 100?
Yes.
You're not even going to school at that point.
Yeah.
Or doing any work.
You're just sleeping. That's all you're doing. And I'm supposed to be able to say, hey, take the car wherever you want. Hey, go wherever you want.
Yeah.
Oh, you want what? Oh, yeah, here you go, buddy. You can have all you want. Nah, I'm not doing that. Now, granted, if I see something that can prosper down the road now, as the stuff that we dealt with last week,
Mm-hmm.
that's something I can do, but I also see someone else doing in the family.
Right.
He thinks he's grown. He thinks he's 24. He can do whatever he wants, and I'm not doing it. So Friday, there's been a lot of stories going on with this kid. so Friday, they work behind here, about 5-minute walk.
Okay. Over there, yeah.
Go across the golf course. Ain't nobody gonna bother them, whatever. So I said, come back, or we'll, when you get done, or else, you be back by 10 o'clock. I know they close by 10 o'clock. So it's 10 o'clock. Nothing. I'm like, man, I know this some shady shit going on. I'm thinking to myself, this, something ain't right. 10:06 comes. Ring. Hello? Can you come pick us up? Where are you? Oh, we're on the side of the road by the pond over on the road next to the development. What? So I get in my truck, go down there. They're on the side of the road, standing there. Both of them. What the hell's going on? Oh, well, our friend wanted to take us here and show us the pond at night and show us the reflection.
Reflection at night.
I said, listen, are you dating this dude? No, I'm not dating him. Who you date? Why are you going with another person that is only your friend to go to a pond to look at a reflection? Knowing damn well you're in trouble anyway, and you act like a fool. So, we get back to the house. He wouldn't keep on running his mouth. I told him, I said, you need to shut your mouth. I said, don't backtalk me, because that's going to go and bad for you. He gets to the door, says something. The one thing I can't stand more than anything, when you are facing away from me and you go into someplace and shut the door and you're still running your mouth, done. The casualty of war.
Right. Oh, your phone. Oh, shit. Yeah.
Shattered my phone because I was so mad.
And that's the second phone, what, 2-3 months?
About a month. I'm on a month spree. Literally, I got my new phone. I think I damaged that already. Because some phones, you just pull the SIM card out. That's what I was doing. And for some reason, when I pulled the SIM card out, like, it flew somewheres, and I don't know where it went. So, yeah, I'm having a rough time at it, man. I'm having a rough time in life, man. It's beating me up pretty hard.
Damn.
But, I mean, the thing is, I can still see you, so we're good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't need to use my phone that much. So, I got a work phone anyway. I could actually use that if I wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but yeah, it's man, kids, man. That's all I'm gonna say, kids.
Yeah, it's been a couple months here.
Yeah, it's been rough. I think, and I mean that was another thing he learned. So he learned the fact that not everyone's a friend. And I'm glad he learned that because at the end of the day, everyone's not your friend. Just because you're cool with them, and you spend a little bit of money on them, doesn't mean that they're your friend. Don't buy friendships. You know what I mean? So, I mean, there's been life lessons going on, which is good for him. It's good for me, too, because at the end of the day, it shows me that at least I'm learning something and I'm teaching something. But, I mean, at least I'm not having to deal with the overrun of the big situation that we both know about up in Pennsylvania, which that's a whole different story. You want to get into that one? Well, we can get into this one. We can talk about
one.
it. Oh, this one we talk about.
Yeah, but not that one. Not yet.
So I'm going to ask you this question.
Okay.
This person has invited me, +1, to Pennsylvania for her wedding. Let me repeat this to you before you say anything. My baby mama that I cannot talk to at all, can't speak, can't say a sentence to, because it's only going to go bad. Conversation. Invited me, +1, to her wedding. What is that all about?
I normally don't say this, but she's crazy.
Oh.
After all that she put on Facebook and...
Oh, yeah.
This, in case you're wondering, listeners, we had a podcast we couldn't upload.
Yes.
At the time. One day we may be able to, and you'll understand then why this is crazy.
It's listen, these bitches be crazy and they are, man. Like, for real. Like, what is your in on this? What is your... Like, are you trying to say, I'm married and you're not? Or are you trying to say, I got something you don't? Or, are you that jealous? So, this woman, I'll never forget, told me, man, that girl going nuts over there. ADHD at the max. You see it?
Oh, yeah.
His tail going all over the place. Told me I would never be anything. She told me that I'll never have anything. I would never be anything. I wouldn't make no money. I would be garbage. I'd be trash. And sometimes in life, you catch something that way. You catch this saying, or you catch a moment where it changes your whole life. Now, granted, it then, sometimes you don't stick at first until you realize it. But I proved it wrong. That filthy bitch.
Now, devil's advocate, not on her part.
Okay.
What if your daughter asked her to invite you?
Well,
because I don't know if you've spoken to her, but
let's go into that one. My life is like an episode.
Oh, I know.
And every time, and it's almost like a book, because every time it's a weird book, because every time you flip a page, it's a totally different page and a totally different scenario.
Plot twist.
Yes.
Another plot twist.
Another plot twist. So, my daughter had not spoken to me in 4 weeks because, quote unquote, she wouldn't clean her room, which I don't really give a shit, because technically you shouldn't keep your baby's daddy from having communication with their sibling, well, their kid. I'm thinking she's like my sister
No,
or
I get
something.
what you're saying. Yeah.
I said that wrong. But she wouldn't let it. And then all of a sudden Wednesday, she called. No, Tuesday she called. Wednesday she called. Thursday she called. But what I find interesting is, whenever something's brought up about certain things, she pushes the conversation off. Like, I can tell it's that not uncomfortable, but that I can't talk right now kind of, vibe. Like, if I'm by myself, I'll tell you.
Mm-hmm.
So she might have, but you only invite me now?
Last minute, because then she's doing two things: inviting you, let's say because your daughter wants you to go, and two, because this late, maybe you won't go anyway. So she gets out of it still.
But the funny part is, it's a wedding that she's not paying for. Everything she's getting is from other friends.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel she wants me up there to pay for something. Reason being, she just got laid off at her job. 2, she's made it very clear that she wants more money. 3, why are you inviting me up in June? You didn't invite me any other time. You sat there and say, oh, well, you can come up anytime. Why am I going to come up when you won't let me see my daughter? Are you serious? Come on now. There's more to the story. I just don't know what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't pinpoint it. Like, so you got an ex, right?
Yeah.
I don't even think you ever talked to her, right?
No.
Okay. But you had to talk to her a little bit after the divorce, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Divorce. Oh, ex-wife?
Ex-wife, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Long.
You've been married like 7 times, man. But still, 8, yeah.
No,
So, but I mean, the conversation is not going to be well. A lot of divorces, a lot of child custody things are never well.
Actually, for me and my ex, it was fine.
Well, okay, well, fuck off, John. But I mean, like, to me, like, in my experience,
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like, my 35 baby moms, like, my first one hated me, my second one hated me, my third one hates me. So I'm going down the line perfectly on a 100% scale that they hate me, and I'm cool with that. The second one, I gotta admit, she raised my daughter right, 100%. Well, I don't even say. Well, yeah. And then the first one, I don't even want to get into that. But the last one, that's a mess, dude. That's a mess. And you know what? I take blame. Why? Because at the end of the day, I chose her.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm only have myself to blame. But at the same time, what was I thinking? like, was I that, like, maybe desperate? Like, maybe I don't know. Like, I wish I knew.
I don't know either.
I don't know either. Like, I'm trying to figure it out too. Like, you were about to say something. I'm sorry about cutting you off.
No, I was gonna say. I was just gonna say, yeah, you may have been crazy. You don't know what you were thinking, but now you have your daughter, so it doesn't matter.
She's a pain in the ass.
Well, kids.
She's a pain in the ass.
Kids.
Pain in the ass.
Yeah.
All 3 times she's asked for something. I'm like, God darn, can we just talk? She's like, I want 500 googly eyes. What?
She's doing some crafts.
She wants to put it all over her room.
Would that piss off her mother? You're thinking about it now.
Well, I bought it for her.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, but, yeah, it will piss her off her mother, yeah. Oh, I don't mind. She asked for something. If I know, take it. What'd you say? You want a car? Take it. Get it. If it makes her mad, I don't even care. Like, it's to the point now, it's just, it's sad. It's sad when you have conversation. You can't have conversation with somebody that you had, intimacy or, attraction. You were with them for a long time, and then this conversation is wholly, unbearable. Like, literally, you can't talk but 4 seconds. I'm telling you, the last 3 conversations I had with her, it took 4 seconds from her going to 0 to 100 in like 3.6 seconds. Like, that's how bad it is. Like, I can't stand it. I can't even stand it. And the shadiness. Oh, my God, the shadiness just irks the shit out of me. Because people are shady. I get it. Sketchy, shady, whatever you want to call it.
No, right.
But, man, you're so shady. Like you have so much shade, these trees don't need leaves. Like, that's the problem. Like, you're that shady. Like, if you don't see it, like, you're like, you play the victim. Come on now, stop. Yeah, man, I don't even want, this is why I was worried about getting into this, but oh well.
All right, let's get to something else. So
No,
we can
I'm
actually
still
upload
going.
this.
I don't care. We're going to upload this regardless. I don't give a shit. Like, I'm done. It's to the point now in life that I just don't care. It's going to go one way or another.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of the day, and I mean, one way or another meaning good for me or bad for me, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, those are the only 2 options.
Exactly. Some people could take it a different way. I'm going to clarify that first. Yeah, I just, it's just is what it is. You know what I mean? And that's where I'm at with it. She's going to do her. She's going to be shady. She's going to be sketchy. And I'm still going to be real about it. She don't like it. Oh, well. You know what I mean? But I will say this. I've noticed. I'm vicious when someone comes to ask me verbally. I'm very vicious.
Like in person or like over the phone?
Both.
Either one? Yeah.
Like, if you come to verbally attack me, like, I'm going...
attacks you. I thought you said asks you.
No.
Verbally.
Attack. Like, when they verbally attack you, like, literally, like, people think screaming on a phone is supposed to make you win an argument.
Yeah.
Pinpoint accuracy of truth and realness is the way to win. And I've done that 3 straight times in the last 3 conversations I've had with her. Like, straight up, this is how it is. This is the truth. Sorry about your luck. And it's not just my truth. It's facts.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing you can't do with facts is dispute them. That's one thing I know. And that's why I'm Mr. Facts. So, but anyway.
That works.
Yes, it does. Want real talk, Easy Shore.
Mm-hmm.
Be real about it. Let's be real about what life is. Life is about a lot of obstacles that, you place in front of you sometimes and other things placed in front of you. And to get over that obstacle, you got to grind. You have to figure out how to get over it. You got to figure out what you need to do to get over it. And I got those obstacles out of my way. I still got 3 more left. 3 more obstacles.
Mm-hmm.
One, I want to get down to 200. I think it'd be sexy at 200.
What are you at now?
268, 260.
I'm not far behind.
No, that's pretty bad.
Yeah.
You used to be like 175.
I was never 175.
What were you then when you were at the bar?
220.
Were you?
Mm-hmm. Had more muscles then. Have
We
less
did.
fat now. I
We
mean,
got
have more
like-
fat now.
You got 45 pounds in your neck. So, I mean, I'm just like, good Lord, you just showed a double chin. It's not good. Not good.
That was called pulling a Russell.
Pulling Russell, we'll have to get him over next week.
Yeah.
We'll have to get him over next week. The second obstacle is me and you getting this goddamn thing going.
And I got some ideas about that.
Okay. I mean, we definitely can talk about it off air. And 3, get the house paid off. Once the house paid off, that means all my money's mine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, I can sit there and buy a car. It's still not going to hurt me. House payment hurts you. I don't care who you are. Like, that's one thing I learned really quick. Like, when you put that down payment and you realize that you signed everything, that payment comes out guaranteed every time when you have it in there. And when you're sitting there going, man, I need $300 for this, and then all of a sudden you're like, man, I got 110. This ain't gonna work. So, but at least above the game right now, we're good. So, but I think we pretty much put some time in here.
Yeah, we did well today.
So, well, we were kind of all over the place. It's been a little
like
while.
always.
Yeah, but the good thing is, next week we will definitely have a format. Did someone say ganja?
I don't know.
Oh,
They're golfing over there. So. We need to go golfing, man.
I wonder if we could go golfing and still do the podcast at the same time.
We can. We just get lapel mics
Mm-hmm.
and recorders.
How much are they?
We'll have to find that out after the fact.
We'll put it on our e-com bill.
Yeah.
That's what we'll do. That's what we'll do. But yeah, I mean, any last words? Anything you want to say? Or?
No. Everything's good. I can actually upload without editing this time.
Yes. I mean, I did say fudge packer.
Well, you did now.
Well, no, I did say it before too.
It doesn't matter. It's not like it's for kids.
Well, that's true. That's true.
You said.
Do you hear that?
No. Oh, the ice cream truck?
Ice cream. We're going to, you know what? We're going to wrap this up right now. You know why? Because we're about to go get some ice cream from the ice cream man. I just hope it don't say free puppies on there or free ice cream. I'm going to get in the back.
You'll still go.
Yeah, I know. So, but any last words, man?
No, just thanks to anyone who's actually been listening the last 2 months that we haven't uploaded anything. You know where to catch us on Apple. Shit, I forgot my line.
Apple, Spotify,
YouTube, because it uploads a video on there anyway.
All that stuff. We're gonna start playing out again. Sorry about the 2-month delay. I think we just had so much going on, and we really didn't get into all that. But I mean, there's just so much stuff in life that comes out of nowhere, and you're like, oh shit, I gotta do this, or I gotta do that, and that's fine. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, we're gonna build our empire the way we want, how we want. We're just happy that you guys are along with the ride. And like I said, you had someone say something to you in Greensboro about when you're going to put a new podcast out.
Oh, yeah.
So like, that's always a blessing that someone listens, that we kind of, that John kind of knows I know more. And I want to say thank you for that, because we sometimes forget things, and we didn't forget the podcast. We just got a lot of things going on.
Yeah.
But now we can focus a little bit more on this. We're going to do this every week again, hopefully. We're going to, transpire into a multi-empire to where we're going to be sitting on top of the roof, so we just watch the water just sit there on the bottom. Because at the end of the day, it's all about haters hating, and they love to hate us. And as you can see, at least someone loves us.
At least one person.
Yes, they're worried. They were worried about that. They were worried that something had gone wrong. And you know what? Something did go wrong. We actually had a life.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, I want to say thank you, everyone, and for this lovely rest of the day. I hope you guys have a great evening.
And have a good night.